The Andromeda trade route had always been dangerous, but lately it had grown far worse. Ships disappeared without a trace, and whispers of a notorious pirate, Captain Zorvac, spread like wildfire from one system to the next. His ship, the Void Reaper, was faster than most patrols, armed with weapons that could tear a freighter apart in seconds. The crew of Zorvac's ship were experienced and cruel, and they had no patience for anyone who challenged them. No one dared cross him, except for one human boy. Liam lived on Terran 9, a small rocky mining planet on the edge of known space. It was a harsh place where storms tore across the jagged mountains without warning, and the miners worked long, dangerous hours to extract the rare minerals the galaxy demanded. Liam had been orphaned at a very young age. His parents had been traders who vanished in a pirate attack years before. From then on, Liam survived alone. He scavenged abandoned ships and derelict stations, learned from old flight manuals, and memorized combat drills from outdated holo recordings. He was small for his age, but what he lacked in size he made up for in courage, quick thinking, and sheer determination. On a seemingly ordinary day, a large freighter left Terran 9 carrying a shipment of refined minerals. Liam, piloting his salvaged small craft, was following the freighter at a distance, hoping to find some spare parts left behind for his makeshift home. Suddenly, alarms rang across the system. Scanners on nearby ships detected a massive vessel approaching at alarming speed. It was the Void Reaper. Zorvac's ship descended from the blackness of space like a predator. Liam froze for a brief second, his heart racing. He had heard the stories, of course, but never expected to face them in person. The freighter's alarm systems blared as drones and automated defenses activated, but Liam noticed something strange. The pirates weren't attacking the freighter right away. They were observing. The human boy took a deep breath and activated the propulsion boosters on his craft. The freighter had already begun evasive maneuvers, but Liam had a plan. He knew the planet's atmosphere and the gravitational anomalies near the asteroid belts better than anyone. He guided his small craft toward a nearby asteroid field, weaving between massive chunks of rock that tumbled endlessly in orbit. The pirate drones followed, sleek and deadly, designed to hunt down even the fastest ships. Liam had no weapons powerful enough to destroy them outright, but he did have brains. He timed his movements to create chain reactions among the asteroids, sending smaller rocks spinning into the paths of the drones. Several drones collided, exploding in bursts of fire and metal. The freighter, caught between the rocks and the pirates, struggled to maintain control. Captain Zorvac watched from the bridge of his ship, his sharp eyes narrowing. He had faced many opponents, but few with the boldness of this small human boy. Liam didn't panic. Every move he made was precise and fearless, as though he knew the consequences and didn't care. Zorvac's curiosity was piqued. Who was this child who dared to challenge the deadliest pirate in the sector? The boy's strategy was risky. He maneuvered his craft through narrow passages, dodging debris and enemy fire alike. At one point, he reversed thrusters at the last second, causing a pursuing drone to overshoot and slam into an asteroid, breaking apart in a shower of sparks. Liam's hands were steady on the controls, his mind racing faster than anyone on the pirate ship could anticipate. Zorvac grinned, a rare expression for the pirate captain. Most humans were fragile and weak, but this boy radiated something different: ferocity, courage, and most importantly, a cleverness that made him unpredictable. Zorvac leaned forward, issuing commands that no one had ever dared to question in his presence. "Surround him," he ordered. "Do not underestimate him." Despite the overwhelming odds, Liam refused to flee. He wanted more than survival. He wanted to test himself, to see if he could outsmart one of the most feared beings in the galaxy. With careful calculation, he guided his craft through a narrow passage between two massive asteroids, flipping his orientation to use the larger rock as a shield. Energy blasts from the pirate drones ricocheted off the surface, narrowly missing him, and Liam fired back, not with weapons, but with clever traps, jamming signals, rerouting energy pulses, and sending false signals to mislead the pursuing drones. Zorvac watched, amazed. Most humans would have panicked and died long ago. This boy wasn't just surviving, he was dominating the situation in his own way. The captain's mind raced with possibilities. A human who fought like this could be useful. Dangerous, yes, but useful. Liam's movements grew bolder. He noticed a weak point in the pirate ship's pursuit pattern. The positioning of their smaller ships created a momentary gap in their formation. With a deep breath, he boosted his craft forward, narrowly escaping through the gap while disabling several more drones. The pirate crew was stunned. None of them had expected a human to fight back with such skill and audacity. The boy paused near a larger asteroid, considering his next move. Zorvak's ship loomed behind him, massive and menacing, yet still unable to catch up. Liam's mind worked quickly. He calculated trajectories, gravitational pulls, and the movement of the debris around him. Using a combination of thruster bursts and asteroid rotations, he created a small explosion of rocks that forced the pirate drones back. The freighter, taking advantage of the chaos, slipped out of the asteroid field. Zorvak clenched his fists in frustration and admiration. He had been beaten at his own game, at least temporarily, by a human no older than some of his own crew's apprentices. But instead of sending a lethal strike, Zorvak saw an opportunity. He had never met a human like Liam before. Most were weak, easily intimidated, or reckless. But this boy, he had ferocity, intelligence, and fearlessness all in one. That made him a rare find, and Zorvak knew he had to test him further. As Liam floated near the edge of the asteroid belt, catching his breath, Zorvak's ship fired a non-lethal pulse, disabling Liam's craft without harming him. The boy's heart skipped a beat, but he remained calm, quickly assessing the situation. The pirate captain wasn't trying to kill him. He wanted him alive. A boarding pod detached from the pirate ship, moving toward Liam's disabled craft. He didn't panic. Instead, he activated the emergency override, diverting power to manual controls, and steered his craft just enough to avoid a collision with the pod. When the pod docked with his craft, Liam didn't try to escape immediately. He waited, watching, calculating every move, knowing that Zorvak was observing from above. The boarding pod's hatch opened, and armed pirates stepped inside. Liam didn't fight recklessly. He used their own momentum against them, pushing, dodging, and guiding their attacks into small but effective traps. He disarmed one pirate with a well-timed push that sent the man tumbling into a bulkhead. Another pirate stumbled into a low-hanging conduit, knocking out several lights and causing sparks to fly across the cabin. Liam's creativity and precision surprised even the most experienced crew members. Finally, he came face to face with the leader of the boarding party. The human boy's eyes were steady, unafraid. Every movement he made was unpredictable, almost chaotic, yet controlled. The pirate realized quickly that this boy wasn't just brave. He was clever, fearless, and capable of thinking 10 steps ahead. Back on the pirate ship, Zorvak leaned against the railing of his bridge, watching every move. He saw the boy's ferocity firsthand and felt a rare kind of respect. He had been challenged, impressed, and intrigued all at the same time. Most humans would have broken under pressure, but Liam thrived on it. That was a dangerous combination, and Zorvak wanted to see how far it could go. By the time the confrontation ended, the boarding pirates were exhausted, not from the fight itself, but from trying to predict and counter Liam's movements. The boy stood alone, victorious but calm. He hadn't attacked unnecessarily. He had only defended himself and used his ingenuity to survive. Zorvak's voice echoed through the ship's communication system, calm but commanding. "You are unlike any human I have ever seen," Zorvak said. "You have ferocity, intelligence, and courage. Most would have fled or died. You survive and you fight. That makes you valuable. I will not kill you, but I will test you further." Liam's heart raced. He had survived the deadliest pirate in this sector, yet he knew this was only the beginning. Zorvak wasn't just impressed, he was curious. And a pirate captain's curiosity could be more dangerous than any weapon. The boy floated in the silent expanse between the asteroid field and the pirate ship, contemplating his next move. He could try to flee, return to Terran 9, and pretend this encounter never happened, but something deep inside told him to stay, to see what would happen next. Adventure had finally found him, and he couldn't ignore it. Zorvak's ship powered down slightly, as if acknowledging the end of this small battle. The captain's eyes, sharp and calculating, lingered on the boy. Liam wasn't just a human, he was a force to be reckoned with, and Zorvak intended to learn everything about him. For the first time in years, the pirate captain smiled, not cruelly, not threateningly, but with genuine interest. The galaxy had given him a challenge, and he intended to see it through. Liam, despite being only a boy, had proven that humans could survive, fight, and even outsmart the deadliest pirates. As the asteroid field settled into quiet, Liam prepared himself. He knew the pirate captain wasn't. Liam floated in the calm expanse just beyond the asteroid field, his small craft slightly damaged but still operational. The freighter he had protected was long gone, and the pirate drones had retreated, leaving a tense silence. For a moment, the human boy allowed himself to breathe, thinking he had survived the encounter. But he knew better. Captain Zorvak's curiosity was far from satisfied. Back on the bridge of the Void Reaper, Zorvak leaned over the control panel, his sharp eyes fixed on Liam's small silhouette. He had spent decades conquering, raiding, and instilling fear across the galaxy. He had never been impressed until now. Humans were often unpredictable, but Liam's ferocity, intelligence, and daring were unlike anything he had seen. This boy had survived in a matter of minutes what might have killed seasoned warriors. Zorvak smirked. He wanted to see how far Liam could go. A boarding pod detached from the pirate ship moving toward Liam's craft. This time it wasn't attacking. Zorvak wanted the boy alive, but he needed to test him further to see if his ferocity could survive more than a single encounter. Liam saw the pod approaching and activated his thrusters, ready to evade. But the pod moved with careful precision, matching his movements without aggression. When the pod docked, Liam carefully maneuvered his craft to minimize damage. The hatch opened, and Zorvak's most skilled lieutenants entered, weapons lowered but eyes alert. Liam studied them, calculating every step, every angle, every possible move. He didn't panic. He had faced death before, and he had survived. "Human," one lieutenant said, his voice steady. "You have impressed Captain Zorvak. You have survived where most would die. You fight with courage and intelligence. Now you will come with us." Liam's mind raced. He could try to flee, but the pirate ship was faster and far more powerful than his small craft. And yet he didn't feel fear. Instead, he felt a strange sense of challenge, almost excitement. He was small, yes, but cleverness and courage were on his side. I don't belong with pirates," he said calmly. "I just want to survive and live my life." The lieutenant nodded as if expecting that answer. "Captain Zorvak will decide your fate. You will board the ship. You will not be harmed, unless you make a move against us." Liam hesitated for only a moment. He could sense Zorvak's presence even through the ship's systems. This was not an ordinary pirate. This was someone who valued strength and cunning, not mere obedience. With careful calculation, Liam guided his craft into the pod's docking bay. Once aboard the Void Reaper, Liam stepped onto the metal floor. The ship was massive, with corridors that hummed with energy and the faint scent of engine oil and ozone. Pirates moved quickly around him, but none touched him. Liam kept his head high, observing everything. He noticed the careful way they handled weapons, the precision in their steps, the efficiency of their actions. This was not chaos, it was control. The boy was led to the central chamber where Zorvak waited. The captain's presence was commanding, his reputation reflected in the sharpness of his gaze and the authority in his voice. He did not greet Liam with threats or insults. Instead, he studied him, as if weighing every aspect of his being. "You survived the asteroid field," Zorvak said, his voice low and steady. "You outsmarted my drones, evaded my crew, and defended the freighter. Most humans would have panicked. Most humans would have died, but you are different." Liam met his gaze, steady and calm. "I survived," he said simply. "I don't know what else to say." Zorvak smiled slightly, a rare expression of genuine interest. "I am offering you a choice, human. You may go back to your planet, return to your small life, and never interfere with pirates again. Or you may stay, learn, and test yourself against the galaxy. Few humans have the courage and intelligence to survive with us. Even fewer can thrive." Liam considered this. He had dreamed of adventure, of seeing the stars beyond his mining planet. And yet the idea of joining pirates, even under Zorvak's strange respect, was frightening. Still, he felt something stirring inside, a desire to push himself further to see what he was capable of. "I'll stay," Liam said after a pause, "but only to learn and survive. I don't want to hurt anyone unnecessarily." Zorvak's smile widened, showing the faintest hint of approval. "Good. We will see if your ferocity matches your courage. You will train, fight, and learn our ways. If you survive, you may rise among us. If not, well, the galaxy will continue without you." And so began Liam's first day aboard the Void Reaper. Zorvak assigned him to basic combat training with the crew's youngest recruits. Liam moved with agility, dodging and countering attacks with precision. The other recruits, though trained, were shocked by the human boy's speed, accuracy, and fearlessness. They had never seen someone so small hold his own against seasoned fighters. During the training exercises, Liam proved not only courageous but clever. He observed patterns, predicted attacks, and used improvised tactics to gain advantages. Zorvac watched from above, nodding occasionally. The boy was learning fast, but more importantly, he was thinking, adapting, and thriving under pressure. In the evenings, Liam explored the ship quietly. He marveled at its size, the engines, the control rooms, and the hangars filled with ships ready for raids. Every corner held potential lessons, every corridor a challenge to navigate. He realized that surviving aboard a pirate ship was more than combat. It was strategy, observation, and intuition. Zorvac, intrigued by Liam's curiosity, began to take a personal interest in his development. He introduced Liam to advanced navigation systems, showing him how to calculate asteroid trajectories, energy flows, and the timing of interstellar jumps. Liam absorbed every detail, his mind quick and adaptable. He was not just surviving, he was learning faster than many adults could. As days turned into weeks, Liam's skills grew. He could pilot larger ships, anticipate pirate attacks, and even lead small teams during training drills. Zorvac's crew began to respect him, not just as a human but as a valuable member of the team. Rumors spread among the pirates about the small human boy who was fearless and brilliant in combat. Some whispered that he could rival seasoned warriors, others that he was lucky beyond measure. One day, Zorvac called Liam to the bridge. "It is time for your first real test," he said. "There is a convoy of merchant ships passing near the Ganethian cluster. Normally we would raid them, but this time, I want you to lead the operation." Liam's heart raced. This was more than training. It was a chance to prove himself, not just to survive, but to show his worth. He studied the maps and trajectories carefully, planning a strategy that minimized risk while maximizing efficiency. He did not relish harming anyone unnecessarily, but he understood the nature of the galaxy. Sometimes survival required confrontation. The operation began. Liam's planning was precise. Using the ship's sensors and his knowledge of asteroid fields, he guided the Void Reaper and a small strike team to intercept the convoy. He coordinated movements, predicted defensive maneuvers, and adapted to unexpected changes in real time. The pirates followed his lead, astonished at the human boy's skill and foresight. By the end of the mission, the convoy was captured with minimal damage. No lives were lost, and the pirates had achieved their objectives efficiently. Zorvac watched the outcome from the bridge, impressed. "You have done well, human. You are no longer just a survivor. You are a strategist, a warrior, and a leader. Few humans could achieve what you have today." Liam felt a sense of pride but remained humble. He knew he had much to learn, much to experience. And he also knew that the galaxy was far larger and more dangerous than he had ever imagined. Yet for the first time in his life, he felt like he belonged, not on Terran 9, not among the miners, but among the stars, facing challenges that pushed him to his limits. Over the following months, Liam continued to grow under Zorvac's mentorship. He learned to handle advanced weapons, pilot larger ships, and command small teams during raids. He discovered new strategies, refined old ones, and gained a reputation for being fearless, clever, and unusually humane for a pirate crew. Zorvac's respect for him deepened, and the pirate captain even began to see him as more than just a recruit. He was a prodigy, a force the galaxy had never anticipated. One evening, as Liam stood on the observation deck watching distant stars, Zorvac joined him. "You have done well," the captain said quietly. "Few humans could survive what you have faced, let alone thrive. You have something rare: ferocity, intelligence, and courage. The galaxy will test you again and again, but I believe you can handle it." Liam looked at him, a small smile on his face. "I will do my best," he said. "I want to see how far I can go." Zorvac nodded. "Good. You have already impressed me. But remember, human, this is only the beginning. The galaxy is vast and dangers await at every corner. Few survive, but I believe you will. And if you do, you will be legendary." The stars stretched endlessly ahead, a canvas of possibilities and challenges. Liam felt a thrill run through him. He was a small human boy, but his ferocity, intelligence, and courage had brought him this far. And now, with Zorvac's guidance, he was ready to face whatever the galaxy had to offer. The adventure was just beginning, and Liam knew he would meet it head-on with fearlessness and skill that even the most dangerous pirates would respect.